Post-traumatic Steph disorder? Yeah, that's absolutely real. Just go ask the Boston Celtics after what happened in the 2022 NBA Finals.
Thompson. Curry sidestep, three-pointer. It's good! Steph Curry from downtown. 6 assists for Green. Curry a long three. It's good! Steph Curry from way downtown!
This isn't a new take that just popped up overnight. NBA greats have been saying it for years now. When it comes to guarding a perimeter player, nobody has ever presented a tougher challenge than Stephen Curry. Even Michael Jordan has hinted at it. Magic Johnson has echoed the same sentiment, and they're far from alone. A long list of legends has tried to put into words what makes Curry such a nightmare matchup. Some have even described watching him play as something almost supernatural, like he's operating on a different plane entirely. But before we get to those wild comparisons, let's start with something more grounded: how Steph dismantles defenders mentally before he ever releases the ball. There was a moment when NBA and Lakers icon Magic Johnson was asked whether Curry's greatness goes beyond his shooting. Magic's response didn't just answer the question, it completely shifted the way people should be thinking about Steph's game.
What makes Steph so unique? Obviously, we know he can shoot the ball, but it's got to be more than that.
Oh, it's definitely more than that. First of all, movement without the ball.
He's constant movement.
We've never seen probably a basketball player in better condition and understand angles and how to come off that screen.
Right.
And also be on balance to still shoot.
Right.
And he can shoot off balance too.
What Magic Johnson was really getting at is this: Steph Curry isn't lethal just because he can bomb it from deep. He's lethal because he's in constant motion. He doesn't stand still. He doesn't give defenders a second to breathe. And somehow, no matter how fast or chaotic it looks, he's always under control, perfectly balanced and ready to fire. Then Gilbert Arenas broke it down in the most straightforward and honestly most chilling way possible.
I've guarded AI. I don't want to guard Steph.
Running around.
Because with AI, he had the ball, but if he gave it up, right? If he gave it up,
yeah.
If when he gave it up, you're like, whoosh, thank you, Lord Jesus. Steph, there's ever.
Allen Iverson was famously relentless on offense. Chasing him around was a full-time job, but even Iverson gave you brief pauses in the chaos. Steph Curry doesn't. The numbers prove it. Tracking data shows Curry regularly logs more than 2 miles a night. And it's not casual jogging. He's darting off screens, slicing through the lane, drifting to the corner, then looping right back out to the perimeter. Every possession becomes a chain of rapid-fire decisions for the defender. One hesitation and it's 3 points. What's wild is that at 37 years old, he's still maintaining that pace. LeBron James has matched up with just about every type of superstar: overpowering scorers, freak athletes, dominant bigs. He knows what physical greatness feels like. But when he talks about Steph, he highlights something else entirely.
Point of view, POV. But when Steph decides to cut inside the lane, don't relax. He's coming back up. That's reps and reps and reps and reps of actually guarding something that's uncomfortable. Guarding Steph is uncomfortable. And the problem with our guys in our league, they're not comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's the real horror the legends are talking about. By the time Steph's jumpers start dropping, defenders are already drained. Not just physically, mentally. They're worn down from chasing, guessing, reacting. JJ Redick once tried to put that experience into words. And instead of comparing it to another player or a classic matchup, he went somewhere completely different. He compared it to something straight out of science fiction.
It's where is Steph? You gotta know where he is at all times and just trying to find him on the court, make his life difficult. And so it's just that mental strain of where is he on the court? I mean, obviously, the way their offense is and the way he impacts the offense.
It might sound exaggerated at first, until you realize Steph Curry bends the game in ways it was never meant to be bent. He pushes the floor past traditional spacing, ignores conventional shot charts, and forces defenses to operate outside their comfort zone. When you're assigned to guard him, you're pulled so far from your foundation that you can barely recognize your own positioning. Just ask Matthew Dellavedova how that feels. And when Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest wing defenders the league has ever seen, weighed in on it, he described it with the kind of perspective only an all-time great can provide.
There was an article recently, the CIA declassified these documents on this program they were trying to do. It's called astral projection, where you have an intentional out-of-body experience. And I literally, as I'm reading the article, I'm like, this is Steph on a basketball.
Long before the rest of the world caught on, a 10-year-old Kevin Durant could already see where this was headed.
I think this is truly a one-off, unless he can force his son to go for his records. Because he's the only one who's going to have the DNA to be able to even think about trying to capture this. It's amazing. I mean, you look at how this kid shoots the ball from behind the three-point line. He shoots it like it's a layup. There's no restriction. He's been a game changer.
That kind of shooting distance makes defenses abandon everything they're taught. It pulls them out of structure and into survival mode. Nikola Jokic saw it up close during the 2024 Olympics, to the point where he was actively directing Team Serbia on how to simply endure the Steph Curry experience.
I walk in the gym and this guy just stepped across half court and just pulled a jump shot. I was like, it's not making this. Splash. Splash. So when we played him, he had like 35. He was like 10 years old. And I was like, yeah, who was this? And 10 years later, wow, Steph Curry.
Even against France and their so-called alien, it didn't matter. Steph was still impossible to contain. Durant swings it back to Curry, quick handle, rises up, buckets. Over and over again, he's shown the league that there isn't a true solution for him. And Paul George once shared a story about the moment he believed he'd finally figured it out. What did you tell him, P? Man, it didn't matter. I couldn't take anything away. Nothing. That's the reality of dealing with Steph. He says his limitless shooting range is a big reason why Allen Iverson once described him as a whole different breed of monster.
Kari, kako nam broj ima 4, ovdje je Embiid. Znači on hoće ide ovako I kad pređe drugi ovaj sam može da napravi blok ovome. Znači ja ću ovoga da gurnem ovdje, da ga gurnem I onda ovaj ne da te srola. Zato što on hoće da napravi blok za ovog, znači ne da ga srola, da ovaj može sam da isprasi ovdje.
But is Steph Curry's fear factor really just about his shooting or his relentless pace? Dwyane Wade broke down why defenders are already on edge the moment a possession starts, long before Curry even touches the ball.
Pass out here for Curry, who doesn't even need to look. Curry comes back and puts the US ahead. Wow!
That sense of unpredictability is a core part of Steph's game, but there's something deeper, and it was Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba, who pinpointed it before he passed, seeing what few others could.
Durant, back to Curry. Lovely dribble, puts it up.
That incredible composure lets Steph Curry deliver performances so transcendent that even the all-time greats can't help but label him as something different. Seriously, just listen to Dr. J.
You said, but I said I'm gonna force him in the layups.
Run him off the three.
He's gonna have to beat me every time. No threes. It went out one
there. He had 50 on you.
I was laughing the whole time watching.
What'd you say, P? Wacko?
Bro, I couldn't stop none of it. I couldn't stop none.
And this is exactly why Steph Curry's influence stretches far beyond the stat sheet. Sure, he's the greatest shooter the game has ever seen. Sure, he's rewritten the rules for efficiency and scoring volume. But what really sets him apart is the way his handles, poise, and sheer gravitational pull reshape everything on the court around him. Draymond Green summed it up perfectly. The entire NBA is playing a style of basketball built around Steph Curry's philosophy. And if that isn't dominance, tell me what is. That's operating on the same level as the all-time greats. He went on, no disrespect to the guards who came before him, but most guards don't define an era the way Steph defined this one. Even Michael Jordan, who has never officially crowned Curry the greatest point guard of all time, couldn't deny the impact. In a text to Stephen A. Smith, he admitted just how transformative Steph's game truly is.
Steph Curry is by far the best shooter of all time. Yes, his movement has created many shots for his teammates. He's a career 43% three-point shooter.
He's a career 43% shooter from three. But when you listen to the legends talk about Steph Curry, a clear pattern emerges. They don't just describe a tough matchup. They describe a force that drains your body, overloads your mind, and warps the entire floor every second he's on it. At 37, Steph is still bending defenses, shaping eras, and making even the sharpest basketball minds acknowledge the same truth. He's not just the greatest shooter ever. He's completely unguardable, and if you want to hear a similar breakdown from NBA players on another unstoppable talent, stick around for why Nikola Jokic is so impossible to defend next.